Nobody knows. Jen, did you push the live button?
I did. I think I did everything right. Now, will I remember the banners at the end? Stay tuned.
I will remind you of that. Everyone, I'm back at my parents' house because you'd think I live here. No, I just always happen to work on a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Yeah. I think you should just let everyone know you've moved back home.
Yeah, you guys, Michael and I are being problems. I moved back home. Just kidding.
Rumors.
Can we just look at this mask me? This is 4 hours of wearing a mask. Look at my skin. It's so sad. But for those of you who also have this problem where you're allergic to the paper masks, cortisone cream works wonders.
Yeah.
I just haven't put it on yet because I went from work to dinner to here.
Right.
So,
do you get that with the cloth masks? I feel like I've asked you this. The cloth.
I don't get it as much with the cloth masks. But like when I was in Disney last week and I wore it all day, my face was a little redder.
Yeah.
But again, the cortisone cream definitely helps with that.
Yeah. And can you wear, I have a lot of questions, and can you wear a cloth mask at work or no, only the paper masks?
I can wear a cloth mask, but when I sing for like weddings or whatever, apparently a paper mask works best with singing.
Yeah.
So they tell you to wear a paper mask.
Right.
Although I didn't consider the whole singing mask thing.
Yeah.
But when you go to take a deep breath to sing, you like suck in the mask and you're like, this is just a lot more complicated than I considered.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the only downside to singing with a mask on, but I'd rather wear a mask and, keep everyone safe. So hi, everyone.
Hi. Welcome.
Look at all the people joining us.
Oh my God, guys, slow down. We can't even keep up with everyone who's here.
Stop it. I'm going to have to scroll up. So I did message Jen today.
Yes.
We all know that I'm the Grey's Anatomy lover, but I did realize at some point today that if we ever wanted to do another show, we would kind of have to speed up this one.
Right.
Seeing as there's 16 seasons, 17 seasons. So, Jen, did we decide on maybe like a season? Like one stream a month?
One stream, one season a month.
Yes. Yeah. So then it gives you an entire month to do a season.
Right.
No, so like 4 episodes a week.
Since we're only, we'll be talking about episodes 4 to 7 of season 2 today, but then we still have 20 episodes left of this season. So we'll wrap up season 2 probably in May, and then season 3 in June, and then we'll continue on that way. Yeah.
So we just gotta work that out. But it's a little overwhelming, you guys. I get it. So I am, of course, me thinking a million steps ahead. I'm like, so Jen, what show should we do next? You're like, we're on.
I was like, let's just get through this one. We still have over a year to go. So
I should definitely go day by day. But yes, thank you for your patience. Yes. 2 weeks ago, I had a really bad migraine with vertigo, and I can handle the migraine, but when the vertigo hits, like, I can't move. So, no. I appreciate your patience. Hello, Steffers.
Hi, Steffers. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
I know. We appreciate you watching because no one else does. So we appreciate it that much more.
I see the views on your page. There's some people that just watch the replay. That's all.
Which is just as wonderful to us.
Exactly.
Leave your comments.
Let us know you're here. Do the like, subscribe thing too. Do all the things because Angela's content is about to explode. So you're going to want to be Instagram. Oh, and YouTube. That's what I hear. Steffers, did you hear our announcement? Moving forward, we're probably only doing this once a month and one season a month. So just so that you're on the same page as us as well.
So everyone knows. Yeah. Yes. And then after this stream, if you're watching live, for people doing the replay, never mind. But after this, we are going to do a sibling reunion on the Dillo's Days.
That's right.
So make sure that you check that out because it's always a party. It's always fun.
I believe it may be streaming here as well. I think it might be streaming on both channels. I think so. And if you're catching this on the replay, then go to the replay over on Dillo's Diz too. You just do double replays.
Absolutely.
Because we're gonna be talking all about Angela's trip to Diz so that we can get jealous.
Yes. Yeah. Not for the jealousy part. I am looking around on my mom's desk, you guys. It's her painting desk.
Oh, anything good?
She just
show and tell.
Yes. It's just like nothing is really cohesive. Yeah. She has a R2-D2 card.
Yes, I love it. Okay.
And then she has a box full of little chicks.
Sure, like you do.
Okay. Yep. And then she has the tiniest fan I've ever seen.
That's like, adorable.
It's very, very small. Is there anything else that I can show you before we continue? If I find something good, I'll let you know. I don't want to move things because then it will interrupt the laptop.
Is your dad still in the room?
Oh, no. But Jen had a great idea. Before we went live, she was asking my dad medical questions. My dad's a doctor. And we were asking him questions based on the episodes that we watched this week. So we can answer those a little bit.
Yeah. I think maybe next month he comes in as like a consult, right?
That's exactly right. Jen's idea, great idea, was thinking about having Dr. P on to answer medical questions. So if that entices more live viewers, like I'm a medical actor, so I can answer all the medical actor questions.
Are we going to have to edit this out? Do we have to edit it? I think we have to edit this out.
Do people know that? That little tick I have whenever we are recording and I mention my job, I'm always like, Jen, can you edit that? I don't know.
But in fairness, it's normally because then we go on a tangent about specifics about your job, and then it's like, maybe we don't say all of that. Can you say your maiden name? Because I am always afraid to say it. Therefore, I can't even say your parents' names properly.
Yes, my maiden name is Poderuca, and I have heard it said every which way.
Right.
Poderucha. Paderusha, no one can say it right. So I had to get married basically, so I could just have an easier last name. But I wanted to hyphen it. Quick story. I wanted to hyphen it, and I actually went to the courthouse with Michael and hyphened it. And then let's just say it ended with me going back and just dropping the Poderuca. It's a very long hyphened name.
That is a long hyphen name.
It's a long, like
Poderuca Dahlgren. Oof, I don't even like, say it.
9 letters. Is Dahlgren also 9 letters? Like. It's just a lot.
That's a lot. No.
Steffers, what did you have for dinner?
Oh yeah, please let us know. I think as a New Yorker, that name should be Poderuca.
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 Oh, that makes it sound cooler.
Right. Dr. Poderuca, can you please report?
Dr. Poderuca.
Right.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
It's we're Polish, but I think it's technically Russian.
Okay. We'll make it Italian with Poderuca.
We'll make it Italian. Also, if you're watching, let me know how I can get rid of my allergic reaction with the mask. We'll just call it.
Let's go get the cortisone. You could do it right here, and we'll see if by the end of the episode it's all gone.
So I would, except I just had chicken scampi, and I used my hands probably more than I should, so my hands are very greasy.
That's interesting. How do you use your hands with the chicken scampi?
It was more like I had 5 minutes to eat before I joined you.
Yeah. So
I was a little bit of a Neanderthal.
Doing a little picking. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
Steffers had hotel butter steak with sliced potatoes and Brussels sprouts with dried cranberries. This is
Steffers, did you make that? I am sure you did.
What is hotel butter steak? Is it butter steak but made by a hotel?
Right.
All the questions. We can get to the episode if you want. We're
also,
in a really chatty mood.
Are you going to put that recipe up on your website, adventuresbysteffers.com?
Yep, absolutely. Thanks. Put it on your Instagram because I've heard from my research, according to my research from the Magic School Bus, if you put recipes below in your Instagram caption, it gets you more views or whatever. So I want that one. Steffers.
You could do a little reel where each step. And then you just boom, and then a big reveal. Hotel butter.
I request that.
That's delicious.
Have her do that.
Yeah. Steffers, get on the reel, okay? Thanks.
So we last left Christina, because it's Grace live stream. We last left Christina. She had surgery. She had an ectopic pregnancy, which I actually know someone who had this exact same thing happen. And then she ended up losing a fallopian tube, which is also what happened in the case of the person I know. Very, very sad.
Yeah.
But in her case, they sent her home that day. They just did surgery and then sent her home. So TV, real life.
Yeah, right.
So then in episode 4, which is what we're talking about right now, deny, Christina, I mean, she's not one to just like sit still, right? She's just wanting to get back to work, even though she's still on bed rest, and her mom came to take care of her. That's a whole different dynamic.
Yeah.
Alex Karev finds out that he needs to retake a part of a board, that he failed. And then Derek has to figure out which woman he wants, which, oh my gosh, what a problem for you. Which wonderful woman do I want to keep in my life? So that's basically it.
All right, let's see. So I watched this leading up to 2 weeks ago, and I was just telling Angela prior to this, I probably should have watched these episodes again for a refresh, but I have my notes, so we're going to try to see where these notes take me, I think. So denial, of course, as you mentioned, deny. I have as the top theme. I have Christina trying to be a doctor when she's a patient because she kept trying to sneak into other rooms, trying to see if she could work and all that. The dynamic with her mom is clearly a thing. I'm wondering if that goes deeper in other episodes, or will this be a one and done type of thing? Stay tuned.
I think she comes back, but it's not a thing.
Interesting.
You keep talking. I have to turn on a light.
Oh, sure. No problem.
Keep talking. Ow.
All right. So, oh, God, what's happening?
I'm fine.
It's a lot of ruckus. There. McDreamy trying to get back in Meredith's good graces. Addison asks if she's the love of his life after giving him divorce papers. Wow, what a nice move that is.
Very manipulative.
Thank you. I'm not enjoying Addison. I'm not enjoying you, Addison.
Yes.
Christina's mother puts her down in front of Burke. That's rough because obviously she doesn't realize. The seeds start to get planted for Izzy and Alex. I don't know how I feel about that yet. Oh, a patient, Jeremiah Tate, played by Thomas Ian Nichols of American Pie, Party of Five, and Rookie of the Year fame.
And I was kid in King Arthur's Court.
Oh, of course.
That's on Disney Plus as well, people.
Go check it out. So I was excited to see him. Seeds. Yeah, there are a lot of seeds. I feel like season 1 and 2 are probably just a bunch of seeds in this big garden of Grey's Anatomy and this big hospital here. Burke I think he told Christina that he's been lied to before, or said it in front of her or something because he found out about everything. He's like, I've been lied to before. It's like, oh, snap. George keeps losing Ellis. Richard and Ellis smooch, which goes back to what I said in the last episode. I'm like, oh, well, they're setting that up.
Anything.
Yeah, they're definitely setting that up. So that was obviously a history, and we learned more about that. I literally have here, I don't trust Addison's looks.
You know what? They specifically do that because she starts, like, her actual look starts to change like 3 episodes later.
Interesting.
So they brought her in with an intent look. Yeah. And then it changes. So that's like, very
like it.
It's the pink scrubs.
Yeah, that might be it, actually. It's true. Addison wants to fight for McDreamy, whatever. Christina finally breaks down. That was big because we have not seen any kind of like real emotion from Christina yet. So that was very big. And then like she just like couldn't stop herself, but that's understandable. Alex is trying to hide Izzy, like when he like finally goes to the bar to like meet them for the date, and then he's like, all right, let's go over here. Let's not be here. Yeah. Shady, no. And McDreamy did not sign the divorce papers yet.
So I felt like this episode was like the episode of finding people's humanity. Because isn't this the one where Alex finds like the fellow wrestler with a gunshot wound?
I think no.
Is it? Yes. Is it? Oh no, that's the guy whose wife shot him. I lied. But Christina, she finally breaks down. And then Bailey, I always wondered why they had to bring in Jeremiah, Because like we saw with Bailey and Christina, how she was there for her during her surgery. Is it that Bailey like treats her patients well too? Like it gives her that sense of humanity.
Right.
And then with Izzy, and you brought up that he was trying to hide her. I think, since I've seen the episode so many times, I think he had just gotten the news about failing the boards. And I think he was a little bit off.
No, sorry.
You think he was hiding her?
No, you don't get that excuse. I don't care. You want to go out with her and you set up a date and then you're like, let's not. No, let's not.
I don't think he was hiding her though. I think he was just like off and then treated her like crap, which was not good.
No.
I don't think that he was hiding her. I don't.
I don't trust him.
On the episode. So. No, I totally got Meredith when Addison's like trying to get in on the Jeremiah case, and she's like, "What are you doing? This isn't your area. Why are you here?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, I specialize in cystic fibrosis," and I'm like, "No, you didn't.
You
didn't.
Since when?
That has nothing to do with your area. You did not do that. That's not a thing."
No. No great Steffers. And as a New Yorker, I don't trust easily. So obviously watching a show like this, I'm not trusting anybody yet. It's only season 2.
And Addison's from New York and Meredith is from Boston.
I don't trust Addison.
But yes, the Christina thing was funny. And I think that was actually her idea, Sandra Oh's idea to do that. And it made for like a really funny scene, especially when they try to hug her. And then Bert comes in and cuddles with her. And that was cute. Pulling my heartstrings.
Oh, okay. I won't fall in love, Steffers. Okay. What if I start to? Steffers, will you reality check me if I'm like, I'm really kind of loving
Just
this?
assume that they all die.
I know. I kind of know. And I kind of know that too. So that's rough. But all these little spoilers in my head from over the years, like, oh, right,
I will allow you to get attached. Unlike Steffers, it's kind of like, devil's advocate. I'll allow you.
No, but they do all that. I don't think that's okay.
Okay, bring the pain. This becomes a big thing throughout the series, kind of, with the heart in the elevator.
With the heart in the elevator, did you say?
Yes, bring the pain. So let's go with the short summary. Christina tells, this is the summary I'm reading, just so you know. Christina tells a pornographic story. Burke asks Christina if they're in a relationship. Meredith decides she is out of Derek's life. Derek and Meredith search for a shaman. When Alex chokes, George performs open heart surgery in an elevator, and Izzy has a patient who has a heart attack on the same day for the past 7 years. There's a lot to unpack in this episode.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember some of my notes that I have here. I first have that it's a carryover where it's like, I don't know if it's that night. Is it that night, I think? That same night as the episode
of the last episode.
Yes. Ella's trying to tell Richard to leave their spouses. So that whole more was coming out about them.
Yep.
I don't know what this is. I'm supposed to, my notes are, I need to be specific.
What would you write? I can help.
I wrote, I'm supposed to end my family in a second, ... IDK. Okay, so here's what I'm just texting myself, basically, is what I'm doing with my notes. So here's what I'm wondering. Is this the episode where the family came in and the dad needed like a kidney or he needed something, but he had been really abusive with his kid and wife?
No.
And it was either like he could save him or no. That's not this episode.
No. This is the episode where George and Alex are in the elevator, and then George has to do the surgery. And at first, Bert gives the scalpel to Alex, and then he's like, "I can't do it." And
then I remember.
It's also the episode where the girl who's a part of the Hmong community, she's like paralyzed.
Right.
And one of her souls is missing. So her dad won't let her have surgery until they find her soul. So then Derek has to bring in a shaman who's like 400 miles away. And then it's kind of like them watching her find her. So basically it's a reason for Derek and Meredith to spend a lot of time together. Then you kind of also get like a glimpse into the Hmong culture and how, important it is to the Hmong people.
Yeah.
And then what else? Oh, and then the lady who has a heart attack every year for the past 7 years because the neighbor she was in love with, and then he just dropped dead, and she couldn't grieve because her husband didn't know that they loved each other.
Yes, so she has a heart attack on the same day every year because she has a broken heart.
And then the power went out, so Christina had to go to that patient's room and talk about porn because it was the only thing that made his pain go away because he was allergic to all of their pain meds.
Yes, I literally have Christina talking porn. That's another part of mine, right? And heart attack on the same day. Who takes away pain and why? I have, just these insightful little statements. Before I get to the biggie, which you know what my biggie will be from this episode, let me skip a little bit. We find out Bailey is married.
Yes.
And what is it? Lines. Oh, I have lines that couldn't be written in 2021 is where McDreamy sees Bailey all dressed up for her anniversary dinner. And he says, "You look like a girl." I don't think you can get away with that in 2021. So again, we have to remember what year this was. Yeah. And then at the end, Burke and Christina officially a couple. Yeah. That's official. Now the big moment, which was almost the intro to the gray area. It was almost is pick me, choose me, love me. And then he was like, no.
I just kind of can't believe that wasn't just like him being like, okay, sure, I will. I'll pick you. No. Because I probably would have with that speech. That was a really good speech.
And he's like, oh, about that. I gotta go over here. Gotta go do this thing.
But
oh, that's what it was. I think it was him that said I'm supposed to end my family in a second. I think that's what that was.
He did.
She was like,
there's 11 Christmases and 11 Thanksgivings. And
Here's the thing. I get it. I get it's painful. I'm not saying that divorce isn't ever painful. However, you had already moved on. It's not as if you were fresh off of it and then Meredith came along and tried to lure you in. Vice versa. You were already over it. You were in a full committed relationship. And now you're going to be like, what, I'm supposed to end my family? Just like that?
So unfair to her. No. It's like a little bit of gaslighting too.
Yes.
Be like, Addison comes back. He keeps chasing Meredith and saying, Addison's going to leave. We're going to get divorced. We can start over. And then she's like, okay, well, are you going to sign the papers? Whoa. Yeah. This is 11 Thanksgivings. This is a big deal. Well, okay, well, then why were you chasing me?
I didn't like that, McDreamy. Didn't love it. Yeah. I found you charming. But I didn't fall in love, Steffers. Because I know he's going to play some games along the way. There's plenty of ups and downs to come. I know.
I can't share.
But I know.
That was BS though.
It was
very angry.
Yes. No wonder I wrote IDK, probably because that was my anger coming out in my own text messages to myself.
It was not good. But the Christina part was funny. The thing with her and Burke at the end was cute. I have to. You talk. I'm just gonna make it go away. Just keep talking.
I don't know what you're making.
I don't want to burp.
I see. Well, that was all of my notes for this episode, but I think the next episode is like another carryover, right?
It is. You know what?
It just keeps going.
Let's just keep going then.
Yeah, because Bailey was on her date for her anniversary and had to be called back in, and I think Meredith was trashed. I'm pretty sure because
completely hammered.
Like, no,
Because I'll just read the short headline.
Okay.
A train crash brings in many patients to Seattle Grace, including Meredith, who was too drunk to work. Right. While the rest of the interns face their own professional crashes, as Christina searches the entire hospital in search of a foot for the chief, Izzy is unsure how to react around Addison and Meredith. George, Bailey, Derek, and Burke treat two strangers impaled on a pole. All the while, Meredith awaits Derek's decision. This was a very emotional episode, and I cry every time I see it.
It was, and you had warned me that there was a crying episode in this grouping, and I knew it as soon as I saw them come through. All right. Should I just go through, or do you want to? Where do you want to start?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you the exact part that I cry right now.
Okay.
Every time, it's like clockwork. When they're pulling the two people off the pole and the music starts playing, right there, the waterworks start streaming. And then when a Meredith, it's like, a metaphor, they stop working on the girl. And then Meredith realizes that she's being abandoned. She's like, you can't just abandon her. And then she's being abandoned because Meredith got abandoned. And then I'm just like, I understand, I get it. And then it's just kind of all downhill from there.
Yeah. That was all. That whole thing, because you knew it was coming the whole time, and it was like, but I want to stop it from coming. I don't want to. It was very sad.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
We're going to your notes.
Okay, so I have McDreamy is late.
But he does show up. But what was he going to say?
Apparently, nothing good. Train wreck. Oh, the first mention of McSteamy. The first time McSteamy is used, which was like, ding, that's something in my brain.
Not McSteamy.
Correct. But and I was like, I don't think, but that's not McSteamy. I know what McSteamy is. That's not McSteamy. No. All right. George, I have in quotes, am I invisible? Which just brings me to our poor George part of the episode. Pull through strangers. You're staying with her. She's my wife. Oh, you're staying with her. She's my wife. Is that to McDreamy?
So she looks at Derek. Because she's like, you came to Joe's or whatever. And then she looks at him and he's looking at her like.
That's right.
And then she's like, oh, you're staying at her. And he's like, she's my wife.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then why'd you start something with me?
Exactly. Then you shouldn't have been in a relationship with me now, should you?
Don't give me that as if that's the answer when you left her and went across the country.
Oh, I have here that I vocally was like, oh, no. Okay. That I just said that out loud. Gray is left with female patient. Yeah, we can't just abandon her. Obviously, I have that as well. And then I have the whole conversation that the girl had with the guy who were attached when she was like, do you believe in heaven?
Oh, yeah.
That was like, I think that's the point. I was like, well, I'm done now. I'm done now.
Bonnie and Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, and then at the end when that was my son. When Derek has to talk to her fiance.
No.
I mean, cries in the elevator and we're supposed to feel sorry for him.
I don't. But yes, that was horrible. And like she knew she was gonna die, and then she told him what to say to the fiance and all that. Like, that all sucks. We find out Addison's staying in town. Yay. Yep. If love were if love were enough, she'd still be here with you.
I will say, going back to Addison. She was nice to Meredith, and like she was kind. I won't say kind. She was kinder when she's like, if there's any chance my husband wants me, I'm not leaving Seattle. She was firm, but she was kind about it. Like she was very woman to woman about it, and I did appreciate that. Even though right now we're not really fond of Addison.
I'm not a fan right now.
She could have been a bee about it, but she wasn't.
I mean, she's a little bit though.
Well, yeah, because she also cheated on her husband, and it's so like, oh no, I want him back.
Right.
But I thought it was very woman to woman.
Oh yeah, Bailey pushing this. This is another part of Bailey showing her humanity, where she's the one that pulls the stop button on the elevator so that McDreamy could get it all out, and then like, you good? All right, let's keep going. Alex is hated again. I don't remember why, but I have that. And then I think as Addison and McDreamy are leaving the hospital, she like hooks on his arm. I literally have, ew, Addison is hooking onto McDreamy's arm.
She's like, I won.
We're going to ride off into the sunset. Get out of here.
Oh, Meredith, I do feel bad. Yeah, the summary says, Derek and Addison walk out of the hospital. Addison links their arms together.
See? I think I wrote these summaries. It's basically my notes.
Do you write for the Grey's Anatomy fandom page?
Secretly.
And I did feel bad at the end when like they had worked all day, then they had to come up back at night.
Yeah.
And then they're like looking just wrecked in the locker room, and Bailey walks in and she's like, rounds and 5. And
get it together. I know. That is like the worst.
They're hardcore.
Yeah. Okay, last episode. Episode 7, season 2.
Something to talk about.
Let's give them something to talk about.
Hospital staff invade the privacy of a man with male hysterical pregnancy, and Meredith is the only person who sympathizes with him, while Alex reveals his own privacy to a patient with a sheltered life. So this is the one that you were talking about.
Oh, sorry, I spoiled it.
It's okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't have too many notes here, but a lot of it is something to talk about. Everyone's pretty much talking about the McDreamy Meredith drama. So everyone's looking at her everywhere she goes.
Yep, talking about her.
Yeah, so she's not loving that. And then Addison and McDreamy are in counseling. Okay.
Which is not really going that well.
It's not going good. That little hook in the arm wasn't enough now, was it? You guys
at least they're trying. I'm trying to stay positive.
I guess so. Pregnant man, I have, which, Meredith is the one that stands up for him a lot because everyone just gathers around him to be like, ooh, what's going on with you?
But I want to say I'm kind of on his side. They say hysterical pregnancy, but his stomach is getting bigger and the stick turned blue when he pees on it. So if I were him, I'd be like, well, evidence.
Right. What else would you believe?
I don't get a period. So, I'm late. So I don't think it's completely hysterical because how rare was the thing that he had? But Meredith was definitely like the body. I need to stop touching things when I talk. She was definitely the bodyguard. And she's like, no, give them privacy. Even Bailey was taking pictures, which was no, not okay. You know better.
Yeah, they got like everyone in on it. And then Meredith was the voice of reason for it.
She knows what it's like. She knows what it's like to be stared at and kind of gawked at. She was the person. She was the right person for the job.
Patient on fire. So there is a patient with their 5th open heart surgery. We consulted your dad prior to this episode.
Yes, we consulted with a physician.
Can someone actually catch on fire during surgery? What did your dad say?
So yes, Dr. P said that yes, it can happen. Because I asked about the cautery tool and he's like, if there's gases that mix with the cautery tool, basically, it can spark a fire. If the intestines open and I think he said the methane comes out or something. Yeah. So it can happen. Now here's the thing. She was having open heart surgery. Yeah. So unless I don't know if there was open oxygen or something. That's the only way I can really see that happening.
And I guess because it's a TV show, everything is a little, enhanced. So
I don't really know why they would be by open intestines otherwise. Yeah. But that's what he said. So for those wondering, yes, it can happen. And seeing as it's Grey's Anatomy and they research actual medical things. Yeah.
Maybe. I also have Addison is moving. Oh, to Seattle because
moving to Seattle.
That's right, because that was the official. Because he's putting the work in and he wants her to stay and whatever.
But he has to stop talking to Meredith in order for her to move.
It's very like Ross and Emily was like, you can't be friends with Rachel. And he was like, I can't do that. And then he's like, oh, okay, I'll totally do that. And then Emily
get married and he calls her Rachel. And that doesn't the whole thing work
out. Yeah, okay. And then at the end, Alex does the grand gesture of dipping Izzy and kissing her in the bar. I'm not impressed.
I mean, at the time, 17-year-old Angela, 16-year-old Angela was like, oh. But now I watch it, I'm like, so you've been a jerk to everyone for an entire season. Yeah. And then the switch just flips and now you're going to be a good guy because, of one episode. But he did help the kid. See, I always have to see it from both sides. So again, she saw oh, he's just a wounded guy with a lot of trauma, which is exactly something I would think. I'd be like, I understand now. So
I don't think that's a great thing. I think we gotta, I don't know.
He just needs to work through that, Jen.
Yes, we'll see how it goes for the other episodes. Do you have any fun facts about this?
We have 15 seasons to see.
Right. See if he turns around at all. I wonder if it'll happen.
So my fun facts were supposed to be done at 5 o'clock, but then work got done late, so I didn't get to do it. But I shared the Sandra Oh thing.
Yeah.
What was it? Nope, that's a different character. Nope, I got nothing. I thought it was about Addison. I don't got anything for you.
Well, all right.
I'll have more next time.
So we are going to pick a date for May where we will then wrap up season 2. Mm-hmm. So we will have episodes 8 to 27.
Something like that. So we will just finish. You guys just finish season 2. Okay, that's your job. It's going to be really heavy. Just so you know, there's a couple episodes that are just really heavy. But we will send you an update with our next stream. In the meantime, go get a snack. Finish up dinner, get a chore done or two, and we'll see you back here in about 24 minutes. Oh, look at that banner. That looks so good. Oh my gosh.
Sibling reunion happening tonight on Delos Diz YouTube. Also, I think it might be streaming here as well, but definitely over there. So we'll just cross and we're still hanging out tonight. Yes. We're having a whole Angela night and I'm loving it.
So fun. But thank you so much for watching.
Wait, I'm not done with our plugs. I finally have the banners up.
I'm sorry.
You know what? Honestly, did the banners.
If I'm telling the truth, honestly, I have to pee. So that's really why I'm rushing it.
Twitter, here's all our handles. Get a notepad. Take a picture.
I hope you changed the Instagram banner because someone has a new Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram for Magical Mommy Monday. That's our podcast that we drop every Monday where we mix a little pixie dust with a little parenthood and all that.
Very fun.
And then these are personal Instagrams. I literally just did it.
Go follow Janillo forever.
I have a personal Instagram and then I was being tagged in a lot and I was like, you know what? I think let's do something separate. And this will be just to tie to like the Twitter. So it's kind of like coinciding. And it's Janillo forever, kind of like Muppet Vision.
Yes. Okay.
That's
all right, everyone. We'll see you in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye. Bye.